Okay, my camera just blipped out. um, we were driving back from St. Louis yesterday for Celebration of Life, and I was trying at the beginning of this video to show all the spraying that's been happening the whole way back from St. Louis. All we saw was spraying. It's intense. So I guess I'll show some at the end if I remember. Pretty tired. um, so it was a good weekend. It's nice to have gone to a celebration of life instead of a funeral. Funerals seem to be very dreary, and this was a very happy occasion, which was nice. And I think it gave everybody a chance to really celebrate my uncle, and just be happy. And sometimes these things, with where I'm at on my journey, the only thing I'm really sad about is that I never see this person again in this body, because I know I'll see them again. And so more or less I'm like okay, and I'm not as sad and upset, I guess, as most people. But I get even that, to not get to see anybody in this body again is hard. And so it was nice to have my kids get to see their cousins and other relatives that they hadn't seen in a while. COVID was very divisional in families. I can't think of the word I want. I'm so tired. Let me tell you, having a good spouse partner when traveling. I really liked traveling when I was younger, but I have realized that I'm very much a homebody now. This is literally my paradise, and I have zero desire to really travel much now. I see places and I'm like, that's beautiful. It'd be nice to go there, but I don't really want to go there. If that makes sense. So, we did not sleep well the first night in the hotel, and our son, our youngest, who's 3, woke everybody up at 4 a.m., which was 5 a.m. at home, and he wanted everybody up. He turned all the lights on in the hotel room, and I mean, it was horrible. And thankfully, my spouse took everybody up later downstairs to go swimming, and I got to at least nap a little bit, because I just don't sleep well. I'm a very light sleeper in general anyway, and that became worse after becoming a mother. And so I really hadn't fallen asleep till about maybe an hour or so before my son woke up. I was dead, and it was going to be a very busy day with lots of visiting and stuff like that. And so overall, it was a really good day. I was fairly happy parenting wise, with low sleep and that sort of thing. That I think there's sometimes external pressure on you to parent your kids a certain way, and I didn't do that. My husband, during the brief kind of service where some people were speaking, took our son out, because that's of course the moment that he decided to get upset or whatever. And he's 3. It was a nice day. He wanted to run around outside at the golf course, steal golf carts, things like that 3-year-olds want to do. They don't want to sit inside and see people crying. So very understandable. And then we went to dinner later, and we're on a time difference, so dinner was later, and just getting tired. And it's weird, kids in his age group, because of COVID, a lot of these functions and things just didn't happen in the same way, and there just hasn't been the same kind of opportunities like that. We don't go out to eat very often either. It's just an expense that we don't want to burden ourselves with, and the food usually isn't as good as as it is at home. So, but again, there's 60, 70 people in a room, and your kids screaming because they're tired and hungry, and it's just a very weird, odd experience. And I just held him and just got him to calm down, and eventually food came out, and he's nibbling it, but he's falling asleep, and he fell asleep in my lap. And that was okay. It meant I didn't get to visit with as many people and stuff like that, but my kid needed me. That's always going to be most important. So it was nice to not have the expectation, or rather to give myself permission, that my kids don't have to be perfect. There were still times that I feel like I wasn't the best parent, or I did not make it clear a certain expectation that I had, like for clothing. My oldest daughter didn't bring a dressier shirt on Friday evening for a dinner, and I was like, I thought I made that clear, but apparently I didn't. And also probably she needed to listen a little bit better too. So it goes all around. But overall, it was a good weekend, and it gave us a unique time away from home. But everybody was so happy to be home yesterday afternoon, and sleeping in our bed. Oh my gosh, sleeping in my bed last night. I do gratitudes before I go to bed. Gosh, I mean, it's insane today how much they're spraying. It's just like, Anyway, I always do gratitudes before bed. I'm still tired. And I was so grateful to be in my own bed. So grateful to just smell my house smells and stuff like that. And even waking up today, my son slept in super late, and I was really grateful for that. And just, it's so nice to wake up and be at home and just have your home comforts. And I think it just reiterates all the reasons why I don't like traveling. But that's okay. So coming back this morning, getting to feed the pigs, just getting back into the groove of things is so nice. It's so nice to see people and to go somewhere, and I'm like, maybe we should plan another trip to St. Louis, because there are a lot of fun things to do there and stuff like that. But then I get home and I'm like, but I like home. And it was interesting because I was kind of more or less on a social media break. There's a few things I could kind of check in and see. It's interesting to see things getting noisier and noisier with the financial markets, and seeing all this spraying and stuff today makes me go, what the hell's up with that? Because, oh my gosh, there's another plane like spraying right where the last one did. It's insane. I mean, it's insane how much spraying we saw, and just seeing a lot of things coming out about COVID and stuff like that. And I think it's probably going to trigger another kind of mass awakening like COVID did the first time. And it's interesting because I feel like it's a good opportunity where we can take what we've learned for these last 3 years and kind of welcome people in and give them that feeling of home without judgment, because you just awaken when you awaken. There's people that were that had awakened before COVID, and there's people that are going to wake up after, and you have to decide how you're going to be. You can sit, name calling somebody and calling them stupid and sheep and things like that. It's not really, I don't think those are markers for things that make people think and feel and evaluate. So I think the more we can go out with love, compassion, and kindness every day, the more amazing things are. And just being grateful. We were trying to find somewhere to eat for lunch on Easter Sunday, which is hilarious. And with 4 kids and teenager wore pajamas, because we were just going to really be in the car and didn't really think about lunch. And I kind of said, I think you should probably put some jeans on. No, I'll be okay. So we finally found a place, and some places have seating that's really high up and not great for a 3-year-old that might fall and crack his head on the cement. So there's a few other tables that were small, like regular tables, and a family that was just as big as ours was spread out amongst 3 of the 4 tables there. And the mom kind of saw my dilemma, and she immediately, told her kid to, hey, come on, pull over. We can let them have these. And I was so grateful. I was like, here's another mom seeing me struggle with, and I said to her, like, multiple times, thank you, like probably too excessive, but I was so grateful that somebody saw a need that I had and was able to fill it, and it really didn't burden them in any way. And so I think just doing small things like that, when you see another human being struggling, if we can just be helpful. And hey, I know there's times people don't want your help and blah 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 blah, but I think if you're always trying to give from that place of love and compassion, and kindness, it generally isn't taken the wrong way. So I'm going to show you some of these trails real quick before I go flip the camera around. So this is over by our house. You can kind of see that line. And then here's more, and we're crisscrossing here again. And there's another crisscross, and there's more crisscrosses down there. They've just kind of blown away. But it's super heavy today and this whole weekend. I'm not super sure what's up with that, other than to just be aware and not be in fear, just awareness that something's up. Okay. We'll see what it turns into. But even with all of us in the skies and everything, I'd still rather be at home. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I know this wasn't very poignant on maybe inspiration or anything, but this is just what was on my heart, and I always try to get out what's on my heart. I think there's a little bit of parenting, a little bit of life, a little bit of awakening in today. A smorgasbord, which I'm really good at. Anywho, I hope you have a great day, everyone.